crisis and economic depression, small business owners often struggle with making sales and keeping the loyalty of their people because if you ain't selling, it's hard to pay the bills.
On the Ethical Sales Podcast, you will learn new ways to selling ethically and communicating with your people to create more loyalty and getting out of the rut of stress and frustration.
When there is plenty of sales, there should be plenty of profits to keep things flowing smoothly and everybody be happy.
Hey, it's Ethical Sales Podcast, guys, coming at you live and hot today. We appreciate you tuning in. We appreciate you listening. We appreciate you being out there doing whatever you're doing, whether you're driving down the road or whether you kick back on some beach somewhere. Either way, thanks for tuning in.
My name is Owen Schrock.
I'm Elias Raber.
And I'm Matt Raber.
Good to have you guys here.
What's going to be the problem if you do not do this? What's the problem if you fail to do this?
You're going to end up working for somebody.
For cheap?
For cheap. Maybe for an hourly wage.
Worse than that is you're going to end up not being able to live to your full potential to do the things that you want to do and get out of life. Sometimes we forget that we only have one life and we only get one life and we only have, we got to live with the choices we make.
Money rarely exchanges hands when there isn't trust. In most of our listeners, they're in the commercial roofing world. There's oftentimes when a sale is made in the commercial roofing world, it's not $5,000. It's a higher dollar sale. It's not uncommon to have a $50,000, $100,000 sale. We sold one last week that was over $800,000. And that sale isn't going to be made unless there is a super amount of trust from, the building owner to the contractor. And that is done through so many different ways. But keep it really simple. You have to be likable. It's really simple, to be honest, right?
How can you be likable?
Smile more. I have it wrote down here. Just smile.
Smile. Yeah. I think you can almost hear a smile on audio. I don't know if you could hear a frown, though.
Probably could. Let's try it.
I just hear ugly silence.
All right.
I think it goes even deeper than just being likable because a lot of people walk into scenarios and they're likable, but they might not come across as the right guy or as trustworthy maybe, or you can't really put your finger on. There's a lot of little things that even a lot of nonverbal things that happen. Sometimes we speak louder nonverbally than we speak verbally. I always think there's more to making the sale than just like making the guy like me. It's a combination of like and trust and having the right body language, the eye contact, smile and confidence. Going into a scenario and into a situation, you might have sweaty hands on some of those bigger projects, especially if you're new. But going into every situation, just realizing that those people are real people, just like you, or just like your uncle or your dad or your grandfather, and just go in and treat them like you've always known them. Go in like this isn't the first time that I've met this guy. Because in all reality, if you've met 10 others, you've met him, because people are people. Just go in and keep it real. Be yourself. Don't try to be somebody else. Don't try to be Grant Cardone. Don't try to be Owen Schrock. Don't try to be me or Elias. Just go in and be yourself. Be who God made you. Be genuine, because that's what's going to speak trust to people. Be honest. Be genuine. Be there for them more than you're there for yourself.
If you're a fairly new person on here and you're like, man, I'm just starting a construction business, I'm starting a roofing business, how do I sell these big jobs? How do I get to build trust when I don't really have a lot of experience? Be real, be raw. It doesn't matter if you tell the guy, hey, I'm just being honest, I'm 22 years old. I went through some of the trainings required to do this, but I have not done a lot of projects like this. But I have a great team behind me. I have people that help me. If I don't know the answer, I can always, it's one phone call away. It's 2 phone calls away. Being real and raw like that will build trust a lot more, and they'll see through you very quickly. Just being super honest is something that's honestly kind of lost in our world today. People tend to try to go in there and qualify themselves. And I would rather you go in there and just be really real with them.
There's absolutely nothing wrong as a new person in business letting your customer know that you appreciate the opportunity to work for them. You appreciate the fact that we are a relatively new company. We're not out here because we don't know what we're doing, but I know we're young and we're new, and we appreciate the opportunity that you're giving us as a company to come in here and serve you. That shows us a lot of integrity from you, that you're appreciating him giving you an opportunity and verbally telling him. And he'll feel like he's making a difference for you as well. And people love that. People love to know they're helping, they're making a difference. I'm not saying it's going to be a slam dunk every time you're going to do that. But at the same time, those are the people that appreciate that are the people that you want to work for.
And it all starts with a smile. Having a smile when you meet people, making that connection, that first impression. I think that should be part of someone's life. You meet a neighbor stops in, or you meet somebody at a store. You can meet a total stranger. You give them a smile. That really opens up the opportunity for building a relation and building that rapport.
Yeah, people want to be around people that give energy. Naturally, we give energy or we take energy away, and it's not something that people talk about a whole lot. I think it's super important that if you're out there and you're around people, be the kind of person that people want to be around. And that's, you're going to give energy, you're going to take energy. And the givers are going to get a lot of good things that come to them. And if you're just taking energy, then, non-verbally my brain says, hey, stay away from those people. But that's part of being likable.
Well, one thing with having energy also builds trust. When you have energy about what you're doing, enthusiasm, the building owner, whoever you're dealing with, feels the trust because they feel the passion. And when they feel passion, they know you're serious about it. The people that are out there that are fly-by-nighters aren't very passionate about what they do. There's no long-term, they don't give off that vibe. I remember when we were running a roofing business full time back in 09, 10, 11, I can't tell you how many times we'd have building owners just tell us, man, you guys love what you do, don't you? And that came from having a passion and conveying that passion over and being excited about the solutions that we had for them. There wasn't one of them, I think, if we'd asked them, that wouldn't say that conveyed trust. And so be passionate. I had a guy come out and look at a little project at the house, just had to do with a pool heater. And he came out and looked at it. And I can tell you right now, that guy was not excited about what he's doing.
Yeah, I saw him working out there.
He was not excited.
No.
He didn't show any passion. He doesn't make me want to hire him. And then the next guy, and I can tell he has no ownership. And then the next guy comes and he's excited about it. You can tell he's got a spring in his step. He's excited about what he does. He's the kind of guy that I want to deal with. He's the kind of guy that I want on my place tinkering on it and that I know he cares. And when we talk, I'm not talking to somebody that's boring.
Energy and a smile. Love it.
It sells.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Ethical Sales Podcast.
Catch you on the flip side. Now, as a business owner and a leader, you need information and training that supports you. Right now, we're in the pre-launch phase of the Leader Minded Nation, adding 38 training sessions, marketing, sales, operations, communications, leadership, automation, pandemic response, and includes training from people like Victor Antonio, Coach Michael Burke, Tom Ziegler, Randy Brothers, Myron Golden, and many others. You can learn more about Leader Minded Nation at leaderminded.com/nation.
This episode was hosted by the Max Potential Podcast Network. Find more great shows at maxpotential.com.